What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, the anime channel. Today, Drifters episode 7. I say this all the time. This is why this is the most enjoyable series of the season. Not the best, but definitely my personal favorite when it comes to enjoyment. There's not a single boring moment in this series. And a lot of it has to do with the introductions of these historical figures. Today, we get introduced to the one and only Abe no Haru Akira. Yes, the Haru Akira. Honestly, I did not know who he was until 5 minutes ago. So, I did some quick research on this person and I found out something. He is pretty much, to put it bluntly, Japan's Galileo. You could add some Mayan into him, but that is pretty much who he is. In this series, he's portrayed as this magician. We all know this. But when I was looking at his history on Wikipedia, man's best friend, we find out that he was able to predict outcomes. He was able to predict future events by looking at the stars above him. So this perfectly correlates to what he is right now. This series has a little tendency to give a little supernatural power to the character, to something that happened or he did in his past. So I really like that about this series. He's portrayed as a magician. He was pretty much one back when he was alive. In fact, he was so magical that he never got sick. People thought he was immortal. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So I'm actually very interested in seeing how this character will be portrayed further down this series. I'm very excited because he's not a fighter. He's not Toyohisa. He's not Nobunaga. He's not Yuichi. So he will be I forgot his name, but you know those two old dudes. He will be one of those kind of people that plays in the background. He orders people around and he will come up with strategic strategies to win the fights. And then the other key points obviously are the fights. Now, before I go on fangirling about the fights and the characters, let me just quickly say what I did not like. Two things only, so not much. One is the fact that the fight between Joan and Toyohisa was very underwhelming. Because, let's face it, Toyohisa is the main character, so he should be getting the better fights. Maybe they're saving it for later against Jesus, I don't know. But the fight between him and Joan was not that good. Sorry, not sorry. And then secondly is the fact that Jesus, the leader of the end, he was shown last week with Joan d'Arc and Gilles. But he surprisingly disappeared. Maybe he uses Jesus' powers to disappear, but he was not in this episode at all. So I'm very, very disappointed in that. But that's pretty much it. That's all I hated. The rest was so fucking good. The fight between Toyohisa and Joan d'Arc, I understood the meaning to it. I really did. I really loved how they had that little flashback when Joan d'Arc was defeated, that she was being burned alive, which really did happen in history. She was burned alive. They ridiculed her. They thought she was a witch, when all she really was doing was fighting for her country of France and Christianity. And, you know, getting off topic, I found it funny that Toyohisa said, what the fuck is France? What the fuck is France and Christianity? I love that part. Just shows how different these two are. Not only were they born in different times, but in different places. So I like that diversity in that little moment between those two. So she has a little flashback. This was not the first time they did that, though. They did it with Kano, the guy that drove that airplane, when he was having flashbacks of World War II. I like how the series does that constantly, not just once. So that fight ended quickly. I was disappointed until we saw that fight with Yoichi and Gilles. Now, Gilles was a follower of Joan d'Arc. Cliche stuff going on there, but this was history, so you can't blame him for doing that. But sadly, he did not make it far enough. Joan d'Arc survived, and he did not. So that fight with Yuichi was really fucking awesome. It reminded me, I don't know if they ever fought in Fate's Day Night, but it reminded me of Archer versus Berserker. It really felt like it was that, honestly. Yuichi with the arrows being Archer, and Berserker pretty much being Gilles, who is a fucking Terminator who will not go down no matter how many arrows you pierce through his fucking body, man. That was fucking insane. Yuichi was about to die. He was about to die if it wasn't for Abe no Haru Akira. I'm not gonna say his own name anymore. I'm gonna just call him Haru. So he comes in and saves Yuichi, and they defeat Gilles. That is the episode. It was enjoyable from start to finish. The fights were good, except for that one fight I just explained. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how these drifters will cooperate, because I'm not seeing this to be easy. It's gonna be difficult for Haru to be able to work with Nobunaga. We saw how this worked out with Olmei, so I really doubt this is gonna be easy. I'm pretty sure next week's gonna be the whole episode about them trying to work things out, and it's gonna be hilarious. Cannot wait for next week. Hopefully we see Dark King later on, because like I said, he should have been here. He should have been here. He was there last week, so what the fuck? Where'd he go? Where did he go? So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review just as much as you enjoyed the episode. Talk to you guys later. See you on the next video, guys. Sayonara.